Did it go?
I don't know.
Stand by.
Stand by for confirmation.
Dude, I'm missing my little J Concepts like thumb screw or thumb wrench like for taking the shocks off.
Oh, you use one of those?
Huh?
You use one of those?
Yeah, like for my two-wheel to take the front shocks off of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's missing. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh. I didn't take it.
Really No, I know you didn't. I wonder if Jeremy borrowed it. I came back to my pit and like, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yes, we are.
Okay. I came back to my pit and like a lot of my tools are out, so I don't know if maybe it got used and not put back or something. But
dang it.
I don't know. Shit. I mean, stuff happens, you know.
Yeah.
I caught it.
Yeah. Emerson had all my tools out over on his side of the thing, and it was really annoying.
Yeah.
I need to get him his own toolbox.
Front shocks off real quick before we go.
All right.
Before we lead in.
Officially, we're 5 minutes early, so.
Woo! Well, this will let people like get in.
Yeah.
To start watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, nay.
You know, I need to. You know what I can do is I can. While we're doing that, I need to switch account real fast. Switch account. Go to my personal one. My personal one is going to soon be renamed.
Oh, from Gunter Lox's to something else?
To Talking Fish RC.
Oh. I was telling my wife about that name the other day, and she's like, why Talking Fish? And I was like, because Sturgeon.
Yeah, my last name's Sturgeon.
Yeah, and she's like, oh.
I thought it was clever.
I thought it was too.
Oh, okay.
Women, am I right? Oh, man. That's like my favorite thing to say. Like, not that particularly, but it's more like traffic lights. Am I right? You know, like if nobody laughs at a joke, you know, or like
sometimes I like saying stuff that just I'm killing the moment. I like saying stuff sometimes that surprises people, like when somebody's talking about their mom, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I had a mom. Like
moms, am I right?
I use that one. I use that one a lot.
Yeah, if I had a stand-up album, it would be called "Am I Right?" And I just have like a microphone like this, and just be like. You know, and everything would be like airline food. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? The follow-up album would be, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you know what? Not you know what I'm saying, but do you know what I am saying? What is that? Like when Butters is selling kisses?
Yeah, it's when Butters turns into a pimp and he goes to the pimp convention.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah. Did he say, do you understand what I'm saying? Is that what he kept saying?
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't have cable anymore, and so if I want to watch South Park now, I pretty much have to go to South Park Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right, I guess HBO has it, but we already have enough streaming stuff. We don't really feel like paying for anything more.
Yeah, we have HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah.
The maximum amount of HBO.
The maximum amount of HBO. How was Wonder Woman? Did you see 1984?
Nope, I haven't watched it.
Haven't watched it yet?
No, have you?
Well, no, but from what I heard, we're not missing much.
You're not.
Okay.
It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and so I'm not. I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm really hyped about is the Ghostbusters movie.
The new one?
The Jason Reitman one. It was supposed to be out this summer, but because of COVID, it's pushed back to next summer.
Yeah,
that looks.
Whenever I hear because of COVID, like you remember that that thing that Oprah would do that was like she'd go to like different places and like give him a car or something.
You get a car.
And it's called like Because of Oprah, and like the opening theme song was like Because of Oprah. It's like, because of COVID. because we had the Oprah mobile was at our school when I was in high school.
No way,
And
really?
there's these two girls that wanted it was like, I don't know if it was a Make-A-Wish thing, but it was like make a wish to Oprah or something, and all they wanted was to meet somebody famous. So Clay Aiken came to our school in the Oprah bus.
I saw Burt Reynolds once at the Crossroads.
Really?
Or Oakview. It was Oakview. Sorry, Oakview Mall.
Well, there's like all these girls that like ran out to the Oprah bus and were like, "Oh my God, is there somebody in there?" And they're like, "Oh no, nobody famous here. Go away." And then we found out it was Clay Aiken. So me and my friend, what was his name? I think his name was Alex. Yeah, his name was Alex. And we were going, "Oh, Clay!" Like for a year. Like, "Oh, Clay!" Like making fun of the girls and stuff.
Oh man,
it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yep.
What happened to that guy? Didn't he run for like Congress or something like that?
God, I hope so.
I thought he did in like South Carolina or North Carolina or something. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter. What the heck? There's only 7 people on. Now there's 8.
Woo!
That's
Woo!
weird. Usually more than that.
By now?
Yeah, by now.
Maybe we wore them out.
Well, I mean, we do say 6:30, and we did start a little early, so that's fine. What you doing there?
There's people. Oh, I was just taking my shocks apart on my 4-wheel.
Oh.
Do you think there's people that are like, "Oh my God, I got to get home and watch the live stream"?
Well,
like they're driving home like really fast. What if we caused a car accident?
Oh, that would suck. But there's got to be at least a couple.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. I just got some interesting information we'll talk about on this show. Why not? You want to start? I'll start us.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Ready? Okay. Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land and soon to be on the podcasting channels. This is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex here for the Hobbyplex show, and with me as always,
Will Brinton.
And we're here to talk about everything and anything Hobbyplex and a little bit RC stuff too, RC news and all that good stuff. And as always, this show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com, and make sure you get a hold of Don Zahler, or if you have to, try to get a hold of Aiden Olson's dad, although that gets kind of difficult because he's always jetting, setting around everywhere. But he'll just directly to Don Zahler anyways. And then mention our show, and if you hook up with a home loan or refinance, which my wife's actually in the studio today, we should talk about. She should get a hold of her because you never know. We could get cheaper. I don't, with all the rates and everything, you never know. Anyways, you could get a $500 lender credit or 0.125 off of your interest rate. So.
Yeah, I'd go with the 0.125 personally.
Yeah, me too. We got a lot to discuss. I don't know about you, but my phone was blowing up these last 2 days because today was the last day to sign up for the J Concepts race. Not sign up, but get paid for the J Concepts race before I would boot you off. And
yeah, the day of reckoning.
Yeah, the Purge could also be called.
Yeah, the Purge.
And you know, I didn't get, there wasn't as many people that I had to delete as I thought there would be. It only came down to maybe 10 people total.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Otherwise, everybody paid.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to get everybody ahead of time because for 2 reasons. One, we had a waiting list. We still do, but now it's kind of, oof, I don't think those people are going to get in. But basically, I wanted to let those people know that we're on the waiting list if they're going to get in or not. You know, the sooner the better. And so I was really trying to track down as many people as I could on Facebook or whatever. And then making that post on yesterday that I made, and it got shared a whole bunch, really kind of sealed the deal. So I was happy. And I got I think we had 32 people on the wait list, and we were able to fill, with all the drops and everything we've had since entries closed. I think we were able to fill up to 14 or 15, something like that. So about half. So it all worked out. So as it stands right now, we're full. We have 299 entries, 146 people. We have exactly 146 pit spots. so we're right on the edge, and we're gonna get her done. But I wanted to talk about some things today, schedule wise. I wanted to talk about independent class tires. I wanted to talk about just tires in general. Those seem to be the questions that get asked the most.
Mm-hmm.
So Jackson Anderson just gave us a super chat, but I don't.
What? He doesn't have money for that.
I know. That's what I was saying. He gave us $2, but there's no question.
Oh. He forgot to put the question in.
So whatever.
Well, give us another $2 and
Yeah.
we'll
That way he gets $2 and I get $2. That's how this works out.
Yeah, he was like, he borrowed $1 from me on Saturday for a soda. Like, I was like, maybe he's giving me the $1 back with some interest.
Honestly, nothing against Jackson. I was shocked that he had all 3 classes paid for on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a working man slinging tacos over at Taco Bell.
I know. He needs to bring us.
works.
He needs to bring us some tacos that they throw out at the end of the night.
He brought me Taco Bell on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. That's what you said.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I missed out. I wasn't able to get there. So anyway, we'll just say thanks, Jackson, and we'll probably end up giving you the $2 back at some point anyway. So whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you probably owed us $2 at some point.
He definitely owes me $2,
Yeah.
dude. He like beg, borrows, and steals all my old tires. You gonna run those again?
Oh, Zeke Bollinger just gave us a super chat. $2.99. He's one up in Jackson.
Nice.
No question though.
Well, thanks, Zeke.
Yeah, thanks, Zeke.
You're the man.
Yeah, you are the man. Zeke Bollinger's on here.
Yeah,
one of the
he's a super stud.
TLR guys from Colorado. I actually got an email from Thomas Tran, and he's got a list of about 25 names for pit spaces that I got to get.
Oh,
going.
cool.
That's the other thing we need to talk about tonight is how we're going to do pitting too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeke's been on the show before.
Yeah.
You should go check out his episode.
yeah, what is it? Episode like 20? Something like that?
No idea.
It was way back in May. It was in May, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay, schedule wise for the J Concepts race. So I've had some questions about the schedule. There is no practice on Wednesday. Just want to get that out there. So when we do big races like this, unless it's the Roarnats, which, Wednesday practice is kind of a mandatory thing. But normally when we do big races like this, we don't really want to have everybody have to take a whole week off of 5 days. We try to limit it 4, right? You don't even really have to do that if you don't want to. So Thursday, there is practice from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and that's basically just to run the track in. You probably won't learn a whole lot about tires or anything like that because the track is going to be brand spanking new. The whole thing is going to be new.
Yep.
So that just helps us kind of get the track ran in a little bit, start a groove, and then Friday, practice will go from 10 a.m. until 6:30, and then we're doing a seeding round at 7 p.m. And I already have the heats made for seating. You can actually get on Live RC right now and go to the Hobbyplex track. And then if you go to other events, you can click on that and you'll see the J Concepts race up at the top. And you can click on that and you can actually look at the heat sheets. So 3-minute heats with a minute up, and then I put a gap in there of 2 minutes. If we can get that, closer to 1 minute, that'd be awesome. But basically 7 to 10:30 is what it looks like for Friday night.
Yeah.
And again, if you can't get those days off, you don't have to make seating to qualify for the race. You're basically just qualifying to qualify. It just helps to sort the heats out before anything actually counts for real, so that everything is a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
And I like doing seating.
Yeah, I do too. I
Specific-
run as hard as I can the whole time.
Yeah. Specifically for that reason, though. Like it just helps Saturday go a little bit smoother.
Yeah. Well, and it shakes down the transponders and that kind of stuff. All the, what do you want to call it? The painstaking things that take up time in an event.
Yes.
Kind of eliminates that for the big day.
Yep. And then qualifying, doors open at 7. We're going to practice till 8:30. It'll be very fast, like 3-minute up and down controlled practice heats. And then qualifying starts at 9 a.m. I made the itinerary for that as well on using Lifetime, and it shows that we start at 9 and we'll be done qualifying at 10:30. So that's if everybody's on time.
Yeah.
So and that is also including track breaks every 2 hours to blow off the track.
Perfect.
So you don't know what Sunday's itinerary is because you got to run through all the qualifiers first to have it automatically kind of figure that one out. So
right.
But Sunday doors open at 7. Same thing. We start the mains at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's schedule. If you have any questions about that, you can put them in the chat here now, or you can even ask us anytime in the next 2 weeks, and we'll answer those. But that's a basic breakdown. It's pretty simple stuff. Doors open Thursday at 10 a.m. to pit setup, but you won't be able to get on the track until 4. So
right.
Yeah. Wow, super chats are coming in hard and heavy. Jason Haley just dropped $3.99, and
whoa!
And he says thanks for the podcast drawing prize.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I'm glad you remembered it.
Yeah, no, Jason actually texted me and reminded me. Oh. I had it sitting over like underneath my TV, and if he didn't text me like when he did, I might have forgotten.
Yeah,
and I just threw it in my box with my tires.
Yeah,
and if you're wondering what this prize was, it was a short course buggy body of mine that I used one time at the short course showdown in 2013.
And you put a tally mark on the.
Yeah, I forgot about my tally mark. Dude, I'd run out of board if I kept doing it.
Emerson's got it.
So this is the thing. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but I used to, really suck a lot, and I still do at times. But days that my goal was to just be faster than Alex or beat Alex in the mains, and it was a big deal for me to beat Alex in a main for club racing. So I started keeping track of how many times I beat Alex. And there's a spot, it's like where I normally pit it's on the other side. It's like on the same spot, but on the other row of pits. I wrote on there times I beat Alex, and it has tally marks on there. And if the Plex were to, if we were ever to get rid of those pits, I would cut that out of there probably and keep it.
Emerson Sturgeon has his own tally mark area now in his pit area.
Does he? Yeah. I can't remember. There's an old NASCAR driver. We'll just say it was Ricky Rudd for the sake of having a name. But the person that he said that the person that you're racing is your race, whether that's for 20th or 1st.
Yeah.
The person in front of you, like you're racing for 19th, that's your race. Race them as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So Alex was my race, or you are my race. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. No, totally. I agree. Everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm a lot more laid back now. I try to be. I wasn't Sunday at the start of the day, but I try to be a lot more laid back now, and I've kind of come to terms that everybody's gotten a lot faster, and I haven't. So I just sort of go with the flow now.
I think people are just putting more work into it than normal, because like you're still just as fast as I am. I just feel like I end up putting in cleaner runs. But like I really work on my stuff, and I'm always wrenching. Like I have to have a good car to be faster.
Yeah. You're one of the guys that drives really hard though. I still don't drive hard and stuff. I'll watch your car and go, wow, he's attacking every single corner.
Yeah. I womp on her. Like,
I've
that's
never
my style.
I've never learned
like,
how to do that.
Yeah, like if I had a rap style, it would be womp,
Womp.
womping on her.
Let's talk tires. So the independent class, there's 32 independent buggy entries. It kind of wavered around that 30, 34 mark. I think at one time we had like 35, and after pulling some of the guys that weren't going to make it, it ended up being 32. It's going to be a controlled tire. We've talked about this before, but it's silver compound ellipses. You're going to get your first set free with your entry, and then you're only allowed one more set, and you got to buy that from the Plex. All the tires are going to have a brand on them. I'm gonna actually physically brand all the tires myself, so that'll be fun. I'm going to be getting Smoke High back there in the shop, and there is a visible tread rule, so you do kind of want to be a little careful with them. You don't want to burn them all the way down. You definitely don't want to sand them to slicks because that won't be allowed, at least for the independent class. And then they probably wouldn't work anyways. But then also, what was the other thing? So it was a first set, second set is you can only, and you're only allowed to. A lot of that has to do with just stock, like there's pure stock, like.
Mm-hmm. Will the A main drivers be having a third set available to them?
No,
upon making
because
the
we
A main?
won't have stock.
Oh, okay. But if let's say there's extra tires. Okay. All right. I just wondering.
I'm branding.
I'm heading off. Off questions.
I am branding 64 pairs of tires.
Okay.
Front and rear. So that'd be 128 pairs of tires total is all I'm branding. That was a part of the question. You can practice. I've had this one. You can practice with whatever tire you want, but when when the seeding round comes on Friday, you have to be on your independent class tires.
Yep.
So
if you have to tech, you have to have the correct tires.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you don't have to tech,
all the other classes, you can run whatever tire you want, and there's no visible tread rule. So if you want to burn them down and give that a try, go for it. Probably won't work though. Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's going to be different. Like, that post I made today.
Yeah.
Like I didn't say anything about tread or anything like that. Like if you're running any class that you can run, pretty much if you're running any class other than independent, you're going to want to have both types of tires, or both silver and gold. Because we really don't know I don't 100% know what the track's going to do every time, because we completely till it.
Yeah.
And it's a new surface, and it's not like every time it's different, but it's like every time there's just like something little different, or it could go either way. And now that we have more options, you want to have both options. But like these, I don't know if you can see the amount of tread left on those. That's what I had on in the main. And these started at I scuffed them a little bit with the Scotch-Brite before we started club racing on Saturday. And these were what I ran in the main. And my car was, pulling some wheelies in the groove, but, it was only really fast in the groove. It probably would have been better with a little bit of tread on them still, I think. Because I caught Alex Vanderbeek, and I started these on like quarter tread, and then I caught him and raced with him. And I think I might have got around him for a second for a little while, and then he started on newer tires, and these I burned off, and he just kind of pulled away from me.
Yeah.
So
Emerson drives way harder than I was. We both started on the same brand new set of tires, and mine still has plenty of tread left, and his was kind of like looking like yours. And his car was really good in the mains. I was really proud of him, because he was in the race for the bump for the A main, and with all the talent there, that would have been really cool. But even finishing where he finished third in the B, I mean, that's pretty good. But the thing about our track is, the other thing about, it's not unknown because we know what tires work on our track. It's that we haven't had a big race in the wintertime since 2013, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
The J Concepts finals were in December, so that counts. That would have been 2015. But
Yeah.
even then, the clay compound wasn't the same clay compound that it is now, right?
I don't know. I wasn't on their tires that time.
I think a little bit of it changed, and it was dirt webs. We were just starting on dirt webs back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it's not like we're guessing, but we're at least telling you what we know.
Yeah.
You know.
In the summertime, it's almost gold, right?
Majority of the time, the track was taking golds.
Yeah.
There was a couple of rounds silvers were better, and even then, I think you could have ran gold treads.
Yeah.
But okay, so to go back to my point, there was a couple rounds of the summer series, and it was the middle of the summer, where silver was just the end all beat all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just better than gold. And then the next round it took silver, or I mean it took gold instead of silver. So and it was same temperature, same, and one compound is better than the other, and I don't know why, but that's why I had both compounds.
Yeah, exactly. So. I did put a pretty big order into J Concepts for tires too, not just independent tires, but for everybody. So hopefully we'll have tires, a lot of tires. We had a lot of tires. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but like we really stocked up this summer when all the production nonsense was going on, where everybody was worried about stuff, and we actually had a pretty large amount of backstock. That backstock is all gone. Because I think we were one of the only places that actually had tires.
Yeah, I know that talking to some of the guys in the pits, they were just going up and buying a set of tires every week or something like that just to get stocked up.
Yep. So hopefully that comes through, because otherwise that'll be really weird.
Yeah.
So and that we're stocked up on everything. We've got Proline and AKA and J Concepts and a little bit of raw speed. So we should be okay.
Whatever flavor you like.
And we got lots of rims too. We definitely have lots of rims, so I'm not really worried about that. Rim situation's pretty good. Wheels, rims, whatever you want to call them.
Chromes, spinners, everything.
That'd be cool if we had spinners.
Yeah,
I'd run them.
You like stop for a pit stop in nitro, and they're going. That'd be sweet, dude.
Hey, your tires are broken. That'd be pretty funny. You stop before the grid, and your spinners are still going on your car. That'd be so awesome. That'd be so trick. So I did update. So I have a generic Facebook page dedicated to usually the Roarnats, right? It's just called Hobbyplex. It's / Hobbyplex Nationals, and I used it starting in, was it 2011? Maybe it's been that old. It's pretty old page, but I go in and I change the name of it all the time. I think maybe I just recreated it for this 2016 Nats. I think maybe. Either way, I changed the name of it today to just Hobbyplex Nationals info page. And so that's where I'm going to put anything that we get as far as any schedule updates, any additional sponsors, door prizes. Team Associated's already delivered some cool stuff for door prizes.
Nice.
And TLR is a sponsor of that, so I'm trying to get them to give us some stuff. I'm getting hold of Hobbywing this week. I think there's some other ones on there, so we'll see if we can make it happen. I always like to have some door prizes. The thing about door prizes is that's weird is we hold so many events, and for me, the ones that I really am concerned with door prizes the most is the Summer Series and the Techno Series. And so I don't want to use up our door prize equity, right off the bat when I need it for those events, definitely for those events. So I'm trying to make sure that we have something without using that up. And plus, this race costs people $50 for their first entry. Yeah. So I want to at least get some, have some stuff on hand that we can hand out.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. So, So we talked about tires, independent tires. We talked about the schedule. Anything else? What can you think of?
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, the track will be new.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not one of those places that puts a layout in 3 weeks prior. I'm all gung ho. We're starting on it January 30th. We're treating it like a true national event.
We're old school.
We're starting on the track layout Saturday, January 30th, and we'll hopefully have the track done by Tuesday night, and then we'll paint it and make it look all spiffy on Wednesday.
Nice.
So that it can dry overnight for Thursday. Nothing's worse than going out there with wet paint all over the place.
Yeah.
that would suck. So, pitting. Thanks, Riley Filbert, who hasn't paid his entry yet, but we talked about it. So, there is going to be assigned seating for everybody. That's the other thing. So, kind of like when the Techno Series was limited to 75 drivers, and I had to put everybody's name on a pit spot so that if somebody came that wasn't signed up yet or that didn't sign up, they couldn't just walk in and take over somebody's pit spot.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same deal. I mean, I was hoping to have a cushion. We're not going to have a cushion. It's 146 pit spots, 146 people. I'm going to have all the spots taken care of. So that way, if somebody comes in, that's like, well, I flew here from wherever and I should be allowed to get in the race. I'll be like, well, you're going to have to pit in your hotel room.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
Yeah.
So, but that'll just make it easier on everybody, too. It's kind of like, I don't know about you, but remember going to the lunchroom and trying to figure out where to sit?
Yeah.
That was always really awkward for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I just sit by myself.
Yeah. I had a crew in high school that I finally figured out where I could sit with.
Yeah.
I could imagine, like, if I ever went to jail, that'd be tough. That'd be the worst part.
No where to sit for lunch.
What's that? Yeah, I watched because watching like Cobra Kai, and like they cover that with Robbie. He goes in there and he doesn't know where to sit, and then he's got to fight for his respect or whatever.
That's like in every episode.
It's
like,
a cliche.
Where do I sit?
Yeah, it's a cliche.
Yeah.
It's definitely a cliche.
Where do I sit? You want to fight about it?
Yeah.
That's pretty much every episode.
I'm watching, Gretchen's got me watching Shameless on Netflix.
I tried to watch that
Dude,
show.
that show, I hate that show.
Like feel really,
that show
I hate
pisses
that show.
me off.
I just feel really bad about
I do.
those people.
Like, I don't know why she likes it, but I'll come in, I'll be like, and every time I look up on the screen, there's 2 naked people. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? And it's annoying. It's to the point where it's annoying. It's not even cool. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't that didn't really bother me, but it was just like how much like
bad
I used
stuff.
to have a saying about it.
How much bad stuff can happen?
Yeah, like like the people that watch it are shameless. Something like that.
Although, what's that dude's name? Macy.
William H. Macy.
Yeah, he's such a good actor.
He's all right.
One of my favorite scenes of him though is when he's in Boogie Nights and he goes and his wife keeps cheating on him sort of, and he just finally has the end of it and he just walks in and.
My favorite movie that he's in is Fargo.
Yeah, he's really good at Fargo.
Jeez.
What was I watching the other day where he was in it and I was like, no way. Oh, is it The Last Dragon? He's like he's Vanity's like manager or something like that. He's got a scene for like 30 seconds in that movie, and I was like, oh, dude, that's William H. Macy. He's in that movie. Anyways, sorry. Okay, anyways. Let's move on.
Jeez.
I'm gonna drink a Kickstart before it gets warm, so hang on a second here.
Okay.
I'm not wasting time on that one because I've been holding that for a little while. Oh yeah, he was in Jurassic Park 2. I forgot about that. He did a really good job in Jurassic Park 2.
What isn't he in?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, there was a lot of racing this weekend. Not just us, but the sick race was happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And just want to talk about that really fast. Everything's always online, so we're kind of always a day late anyways.
Yeah.
But Tebow won Pro Truggy. Thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Van Dalen and Wiggins did really well again. So I think Seth got a top 5 in Pro Buggy, Nitro Buggy. And I think Wiggins was on the podium in truck. If I'm without looking, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, and then Graham Hill and those guys went down there as well as Chris Morant also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see where they finished. I feel kind of douchey about it because I just haven't had time today with my phone blowing up and my wife wanting to take me to the mall and do all this errands and everything. But sounds like they had a good time.
Yeah.
Chris Morant seemed kind of dejected on where he finished, but that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Gonna happen.
And then I saw the CRCRC Nitro race. Greg Baumel and Jeremy Whiting did pretty good over there too.
That's good.
I think they podiumed on Truggy again. So, yeah. So there you go. That's our rundown of the national scene. Now on to us.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. Well, we had a big weekend, and how many entries did we have total? We had 95 entries on Saturday.
That's a race.
That's what used to be the summer series.
Yeah.
Back in 13 and 14. We'd hover right around that 100 entry mark.
Mod 2 Wheel was around at the summer series.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the biggest class. There was 19 cars. And we had, of course, we had Tom. Tom was there. Alex Vanderbeek was there. You were there. But Aiden Horn, I guess, is staying with Tom for a month.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think he's coming to our club races every week.
Nice.
From what I understand. So, having him there also, just another level of comp there. And, God, just crazy. Jeremy Fellows was there running. He's got a mod car, so he was in the main.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Almost lapped him.
Yeah.
I know he's listening.
So we had 10 classes total, and we'll go over the results real fast. Luckily, there's no points or anything to worry about. But Plex Spec A main was a barn burner because you had Josh Christensen was basically running an 8 scale, although technically ARMA calls it the Plastic Typhon, a 10 scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same chassis as like a Centon, except that it's a buggy.
Yeah. I keep calling it the Typhoon.
The Typhoon?
just to be funny. Call it the Typhoon.
Get that every day now at the store. I just give up. I totally give up. But it's like the other day somebody brought in a Jado and they did the whole they I need the parts. I need this part for the Jato. And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is a Jado rear arm." I'm like real subtle. Try to like not, just push it in people's faces or whatever. So,
yeah.
Anyways. Parker Gehring won Plex Spec though. He had a really good start. Josh had a really bad start. I think he was dead last after the first lap, and Parker got away, and then he just kind of maintained that position. He did really well. Josh came back to get second. Daniel Bender got third. Lance Murray was fourth. Dalton Conrad, brand new, so this was fun to see. Was fifth. And I reminded him when he entered his name, his dad was like Dalton. And I go, you mean like Roadhouse? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I thought you'd be bigger. And then Nevin was 6th, Ariana was 7th, and then Yahweh was 8th. And honestly, I've never, like, you're not supposed to say Yahweh. Isn't that God's name? Like, if you're Jewish, you're not supposed to say Yahweh, right? Like, isn't that a thing?
I have no idea.
I think I'm right about
Yahweh,
that.
Yahweh.
So I was like, whoa, I get to say Yahweh. Cool. So he was 8th. Sawyer Haley was 9th. Jake Conrad, that was Dalton's dad, was 10th, and Kelsey Bear was 11th. So we had 11. I just put all 11 of them in the main. We didn't have a lower main. Track's big enough.
One thing I do know is Yahweh is a pretty sweet name. I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm not making fun of the name. Don't get me wrong.
Me neither.
I'm just happy I get to say it. Like, I don't know. I'm not Jewish either, but it doesn't bother me. I don't know.
I am. I take offense to that.
It's just not a name you hear
Just
very
kidding.
often. It's not a name you hear very often.
Yeah.
So, but if there was a pecking order of names based on biblical characters, don't you think that Yahweh is one of the top ones? Because there is some dudes named Jesus. So if you were like, so let's say you were rival families that lived next to one another, and this family named their kid Jesus, and then you're like, well, I'm going to name my kid Yahweh. Like, don't you think the Yahweh...
I have no idea. I'd never even heard of the name until Saturday.
Okay.
I don't even know.
All right. I'm taking this into the weeds. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. 13.5 buggy. Kyle Gannon, TQ and win. He looked pretty sharp on for not racing in a long time. Nick Pavel was 2nd. David Peevler qualified 8th. He struggled in qualifying. Actually, he was in the B, right? Didn't he bump up? No, he qualified 8th. What am I saying? Yeah. He was in the B resort. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
But kind of back where he belongs up there, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tannehill got 4th. TJ Williams. This is going to be a theme for the day. Bump up in the 9th spot, finished 5th.
Nice.
And I believe that he was in 2nd for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. So he had his car going once he got in the main.
Yeah, he was excited.
Yeah.
He and well deserved, because him and Andy, is Andy his uncle?
Yeah.
Okay, his uncle Andy. They like stayed up all night working on their cars, getting stuff ready for dirt.
They came in Friday and got B 6.2 parts for their B 6.1 to convert it over.
Nice. And I think that car
used to be yours.
Their 2-wheel for it used to be mine.
Yeah.
I gave that to Corey Tannehill because it was just my old 6.1 and I wasn't going to run it, and he wanted to race dirt. And I was like, well, you just have this car, because the way I looked at it is it gets somebody else out there racing one of the associated cars. And I said, just don't ever sell it.
Yeah.
You can have it. And he gave it to him to run.
Yep.
And so that's pretty awesome. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Chance Rolk was 6th. Ronnie Went was 7th. Nick Sneeden was 8th. Dustin Hosick was 9th. He broke out. Matt Robinson didn't stick around for the main. But that was kind of the running. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. It's kind of a running storyline here. 13.5 stadium truck. There was only 5 of them, so this was one of those days where we had one or two heats that were kind of short, so I had to sit there and beg for marshals all day. I hate that. It's not my favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. But whatever. Wade Gehring, TQ and win. Brady Papanow found some speed. That dude's gotten fast all of a sudden. Like, it wasn't that long ago he was struggling in Plex Spec, and now he got the stadium truck late last year, and I was watching him going, holy crap, he's like kind of catching Wade there for a little while. Yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch. Phil Palmer was 3rd, Wes Hicks was 4th, and TJ Williams didn't start. Something was wrong with his truck. I can't remember what it was. I think he broke it in warm-up, actually. I think so. Mini Truggy. This one was fun. You announced it for me. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I posted the video of this one earlier today, and then my phone was about to die, so I wasn't able to post. I think I got mod 2-wheel as well that I got to get up there on the YouTube. But I got a TQ and a win. Ashton McCormick qualified third, finished second. He was on my bumper for about half the race.
Yeah, he was sticking to you.
Yeah.
He's keeping you honest.
Yep. Nick Pavel qualified seventh and finished third. Bryson Pavel finished fourth. John Haas looks like he improved through the day, finished fifth. Ronnie Wint looks like he broke out. For some reason, I signed up Emerson. I don't know why I did that. I thought I took him out of the race, but he shows up on here. And then Matt Robinson again, he went home. So I'm debating on whether or not I should even run that truck anymore before the J Concepts race.
Why?
Because the tires that are on that are money.
Get new tires.
Yeah.
You're going to need more than one set anyway.
Well, I have another set. I have two sets right now that are pretty well worn in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spend a few bucks and get some tires.
Yeah. We'll see. I got a set of silvers too, but they're way clapped out.
Yeah.
They are gone. Like you should feel like they move around. There's this air gap and everything. They're not that great. Expert stock A main. So this one, Jackson Anderson got a TQ and a win.
Nice.
And I can't tell if he likes carpet or dirt better. I would assume he likes dirt better.
I think he does too.
I think that was a thing from TJ too. I remember talking to them, and I think they said that TJ really likes the dirt better, and I think it shows with these results, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
But I also think
carpet's kind of unforgiving.
It is, but I also think that it makes you a better driver for dirt.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some things I could see that, but
you have to be. I think
it's just wheel time in general.
Yeah, I know, but you have to be so on it to make sure you don't crash.
Yeah.
And then you get to the big,
I think that's what
fast dirt track, and it's almost it should come almost easier.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I did well on carpet is because I'm pretty smooth, point and shoot type style driving on carpet, and I don't know. I could run 6 minutes or however long we were racing for without crashing.
Yeah.
You know, it was I kind of old manned everybody to death.
Yeah.
You know.
David Peevler qualified third, finished second. Chance Rolk qualified fifth, finished third. So those two guys from the Carpet Syndicate, they were neck and neck. So they're kind of just right back to where they were. Brian Cox just kind of hung out in fourth, and Ashton McCormick dropped from second to fifth. Easton, his kiddo, was right there behind him. Then it was Dustin Hosick, Patrick Mitrovic, Wes Hicks, and then Rob Connor finished 10th. And then let's move on to Mod 2-wheel. So Tom Rinderknecht, TQ and win. I never really saw him. He didn't lap me. I was the last one on the lead lap, so I never really got a chance to see him other than that second qualifier at the resort. He did lap me there. Mm-hmm. And I let him go, and then like 4 corners later, he was gone.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Vanderbeek qualified second, finished second. You qualified third, finished third. Aiden Horn had a really rough go of it in qualifying eighth, but he came up to finish fourth. I qualified fifth and stayed there. Caden qualified seventh, finished sixth. Kyle qualified sixth, finished seventh. Jeremy Fellows finished eighth. Mitchell Pavel finished ninth, and Ethan Dallaire finished 10th. So I know that Ethan Dallaire definitely likes carpet better than dirt.
Yeah.
At least that's what he's told me in the past. So,
at least for now.
At least for now. Mitchell Pavel made the bump, and so it was Mitchell and Ethan making the bump. And back there in the B, just want to talk about really fast. Tommy Smith and Emerson Sturgeon were in that mix too. Actually, Tommy was leading most of that race till like the last minute and a half or so, or 2 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't know. What'd you feel about it? I'll tell you what I felt first, and then you tell me what you think. I felt like I was home again. Like, I missed it, to be honest with you. I really did. And I was surprised by how well the track actually came in.
Oh yeah, no, I thought the track came in really well.
I didn't think that would happen at all.
Oh, I figured it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured, I knew the track was going to groove up, but it was just good, you know. Yeah, I mean, it reminded me of those old Friday nights where we'd have like a crazy amount of entries and be there crazy late, or early, depending on how you look at it. But I had a great time. I mean, it doesn't seem like I'm at home because I was still racing on Friday nights. You know, that was the only RC racing I did all winter was Friday night stuff and going to other dirt races.
Yeah. I do need to work on my cars, but the only thing I really did to my stuff was tires.
Yeah.
But I really do need to work on them, like what you're doing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with Emerson's car. I got to get Emerson down there. So, so we'll come back. I'm going to try those 1.6, 1.7 pistons in my stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever have them in, or did you go away from them?
I never had them in. I just ran 1.6, 1.7s. 1.6s in the front, 1.7s in the back. So, but dude, I mean, you finished third. I mean, that's anytime that Alex, Mason, and Tom are there in any of those three at one time, like, I always feel like if I'm the highest placing hobbyplexer, I feel like that's a win for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about how I finished.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I had a little bit more for Alex than I didn't leave it all out. I guess, like, if I would have got my tires like perfect, you know, if I would have put it like a new set of tires on my car for the main, like, I probably could have raced with them a little longer, or at least had a little bit more form. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have beaten them, but I'd have been closer. Yeah, because I was right there for most of the race.
I was actually looking at the results. I was actually surprised that Aiden and I were as close to you as we were, because I don't think I ever remember seeing you either. But you were only finished 2 seconds in front of me and 1 second in front of Aiden.
Yeah, I started choking at the end because my car started getting kind of loose. And Aiden, because I had a good like straightaway lead on Aiden for a while, and I saw him coming. I started pushing harder, and I stretched it a little bit, and then like I kept messing up, and I got like nervous. And he's like, when we were marshalling, he came up to me, he's like, "You were getting nervous there at the end," and I saw blood, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I was choking." Like choking myself out. But yeah, I just had to like breathe and like just get it across the line, like the last lap.
That was a good group of A-mainers though in Mod 2-wheel drive. And and one thing that we have going for us at the Plex is that we have a regular, I think I've said this on here before, but we have a regular mod class no matter what. I mean, even on low turnout days, there's 5 or 6.
Yeah, and that's like kind of uncommon for a lot of places.
Very uncommon. Even OCRC doesn't have a mod class half the time.
Yeah, I think that what a lot of it has to do with is our track's big enough that it's easier to run modified, I think.
Yeah.
That, and we have a really strong, like the Iowa guys, Mason, Alex, and Tom coming over, and that's what they race is modified.
Yeah.
So if it's just me and Kyle, you know, if he's going to race modified, we have at least 6 when they come over.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get to race it a lot because
but you can't forget about Mitchell and Aiden. Aiden's always there now. So Mitchell and Aiden.
Yeah, right.
They always race mod. Emerson now, and when Emerson wants to come out.
Yeah, and like, but yeah, because like the mod classes, that's what I'm going to race at big races. So that's what I want to club race.
Yeah.
So.
Independent stock A main. So TJ Williams qualified 4th and finished 1st, and I believe that this is the first win he's ever had other than Plex Spec. I don't think he's won, I don't remember him winning anything. He's come in second a few times, third a few times in truck. He was doing really good with this truck, but especially in buggy. I mean, this is the first time that he won by a lot, 14 seconds.
Wow.
So, I mean, they got that car working really well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think they put my setup on it.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil Palmer was second. Brady Papanow was third. Jana Peevler was fourth. Joe Schnozer was your TQ. He dropped back. Man, I think the start of this race was kind of bad for him. He turned in the corner, and the second corner of that tabletop, I think, is what caught him.
Bummer.
But I think he was last, so I think he came back to get fifth. Jason Haley with a good finish, finished sixth. Nick Sneathen was seventh. Josh Ryan was eighth. Dan Johnson was ninth. He's brand new. And then Brayton Witkowski was 10th. And Nevin Sneathen was 11th. Again, there was 11 cars, so I didn't feel like having a B main. So we got a big enough track to handle.
Oh,
11.
yeah.
And then we had an e-buggy class, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, crap. Okay, so this is what happened. So there's a little... So our computer is not a bad computer, but it is kind of slow. And so I didn't finish the race after race number 12. And so when people started going out there and practicing, the lap time started... The computer was starting to announce the transponders. And there was too many of them, and it locked the computer up. And it kicked out. It kicked out of live RC, it kicked out of live time. So when I went back into live time, it didn't save the race. Luckily, I had written out Plex bucks, so I believe I know the order, but it's not going to be right on live RC. So Ashton Abdul pretty much dominated e-buggy all day.
Nice.
He is fast, dude. Like Ashton's like Tom level fast in that class.
Oh yeah,
easily. Aiden Horn got second, and Mitchell Pavel, I believe, got third, and then it was Bryson, Ronnie, and Nick. So
nice.
It was good stuff. Best club race we've had on dirt since what, June? Didn't we hit like 80 something back in June?
Something like
Honestly,
that.
Honestly, we've had good club racing all year. I mean, since we came back from COVID, our racing has been strong the whole way.
Oh yeah.
And it really hasn't fallen off, and I haven't done anything to screw it up. So that's good. So I hope to keep that going. Up next, before we get to questions, we'll take our pivot break here after this too. But the Onward series was Sunday, and there was...
Wait, didn't we race 4-wheel drive mod?
Did we? Did I skip it?
Yeah, we raced 4. I think so.
Oh crap! I skipped it. Okay, hang on. I'm so lame.
That's okay.
Where's it at? Oh, I did skip it. Oh, I did skip it. You're totally right. 4-wheel mod, Aiden Horn got to win in that one. You finished second, qualified third. Ethan Delaire was third. Mitchell Pavel was fourth. Caden Fuller was fifth. Tommy Smith was sixth. Aiden Olson broke out in seventh, and Josiah Roby was eighth. And your car looked good. I mean, it was lightweight.
So.
Aiden's car looked good. He struggled in 2-wheel drive, but 4-wheel drive seemed to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Seeing Ethan Delaire get a podium in a club race is nice, because I know that he usually struggles with his 4-wheel drive and not his 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So
he's working on her.
Yeah. So I just want to move on to the Onward Race really fast. Give them a little bit of love. They had 53 entries, which is more than what we had last time. It's still not as much as what we were doing for this last year. Last year we were in the 60s and 70s, and this year not so much. But I don't know. It was still fun. We'll start with the A main. So USGT there was 8 of us. 3 did not make the main with problems of some sort. I got a TQ and a win. Mike Clement got second. Ken McKinney got third. Jaden Rager got fourth. Dennis Reardon was fifth. But here's the thing: I should not have won this race. Like I was holding Mike up basically, and all I was doing, I was just like, all right, I got the TQ, so that's good. And in my head, I was thinking, well, if he gets by me, and I finish second, we'll tie in points, so it really won't cut into my lead that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But I also kind of wanted to win too, which was cool, but it became pretty apparent about 2 minutes in that he was faster than I was. So I was just like doing my best to just keep my car nice and tight, don't give any openings, and really make him work for it. And I tagged a wall off the straightaway, gathered it back up, hugged the inside part of the next corner, and he was right on my rear bumper and just barely got me loose, and I wrecked, and I pinned it like you would a 4-wheel drive off-road car, and somehow my car landed on its wheels, and and then he waited for me, and then I got back by him, and then like 2 laps later he had a body tuck, and that was that. So, but if he wouldn't have waited there, I actually would have been okay with it because I was holding him up big time.
Yeah.
So
right.
So it was cool that he waited, but if he didn't wait, it wouldn't have been something where I would have been like, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
So I won, but I don't feel very good about it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Plus, so the first qualifier, I had a classic Alex blow up because I bought this aluminum top plate for my X-Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do any research. I didn't know that you weren't not supposed to buy aluminum top plates for your on-road cars. Because my carbon one broke and I needed a new one. And so I thought this would be cool, so I put it on. Well, I put it on a couple weeks ago, and I ran into this guy's foot, and it tacoed the top plate. Like big, like bad, like big time bad. And I bent it back. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go drive it. So I bent it back, and I went out and drove it, and my car actually drove pretty good. And I'm like, okay, all I got to do is not hit anything today, and I'll be fine. And the first qualifier, they had this really hard, very sharp, right-angled right turn, and I hit the pipe really fast, full speed, and I hopped over 2 lanes of traffic. And when I took off, I could feel my car, and I'm like, and I was like, blank, damn it, really loud.
Yeah.
It's so quiet in there. So it's not like on the off-road track if you cuss at yourself or whatever, a lot of times nobody can even hear it.
Yeah.
On the carpet track, if you cuss at yourself, everybody can hear it. So
it's like golf.
Yeah. I kind of felt like a douchebag, but I wasn't mad at anybody. I was mad at myself for crashing and basically rebending this car. So I grabbed it, I pulled it in, and I picked it up by its rear wing, and the rear wing cut me. I don't know if you can see the Band-Aid.
It's like, how could it get any worse?
But my car was like, screw you, buddy. And it cut me. I was bleeding. I was bleeding all over the place. I had blood all over my hand. And I very quickly grabbed a screw, and I kind of like forced it in there and retightened it down so that because I like my car to have a lot of flex, and now it doesn't have flex because if it flexes, it'll bend the top plate again. So I didn't feel real good about this in general. So
yeah.
TCS spec. Once again, this I believe is one of your biggest classes. Barry Eveland got the win. Jim Hungate finished second. He did get a TQ. Mark Ebner finished third. Mark Borgatti actually raced and finished fourth. Ben Seidlich finished fifth. Ron Czapluski was sixth. Ben Czapluski was seventh. And Lance Czapluski was eighth. And it looks like TQ. I think he broke his car because he had to go up and he worked for me while I was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But this is TCS spec main, so these are all TTO2s. And you can do hop-ups and all that other stuff. But I believe they all run the same motor and same tires.
That's cool.
And it's a good way to get into Onward Racing at the Hobbyplex.
Yeah.
A lot of times there'll be multiple heats of that.
That's good.
Pro 10. So they're running a 110 scale pan car class.
Oh.
Yeah. Mike Clement got the win. Kobe Krell finished second. Will Frericks was third, and Benjamin Fenton looks like he did not start. These guys are doing 9-second laps. And USG.
What motor do they have to use?
I honestly don't know. I think it's 13.5. I mean, I think they're going really fast. So
yeah.
And
because they run 2-cell, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that one. I don't have any idea.
Dude, those cars do wheelies.
Yeah. Vintage Trans Am. I believe this one was the biggest class of the day because I'm pretty sure they had a B main. Tony Cook got the TQ and win. Dennis Reardon qualified second, finished second. Jason Rager was third. Chris Tyler was fourth. Mark Ebner was fifth. Ben Seedlick was sixth. Brenton Rager was seventh, and Barry Eveland was eighth. And then Euro Truck. So these are the TT01 Euro trucks from Tamiya. Tim Ski got the TQ and win. Dennis Reardon finished second. Chris Tyler was third. Barry Eveland was fourth, and Jim Harden was fifth. Let's see. Formula One. See how many there were. Oh, there were 7 Formula One cars.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really good. Kenny got the win. Mark Ebner was second. Jim Hungate was third. Tony Cook got the TQ and finished fourth. Mason Ebner was fifth. Jaden Rager was sixth, and Ben Seedlick was seventh. And then finally 12 scale, and there was 7 12 scales as well. So Mike Clement with the TQ and win. Kobe Krell got the finished second. Chris Tyler would finish third. Benjamin Fenton was fourth. Will Frericks was fifth. Ryan Wheeler was sixth, and Ben Sackett came down and finished seventh. And condolences to Ben once again for losing his dad, I believe, this year. They're actually going to have a Al Sackett memorial race on the Carpet Oval in Vinton, Iowa. February, I think it's 21st. Same weekend as the Techno Series.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Vinton's a really cool place. I've actually raced there before with touring car and with an oval car. Sonny Brown had me go announce for one of the BRL races. And I also made the plaques for that race when I was doing them by hand a long time ago. And and then he let me run one of his cars, and I finished. I almost got the bump out of the C main back then. That was
nice.
That was a lot of fun. That was the only time I've ever raced Carpet Oval. So something different. Okay, that concludes race results. Let's go ahead and do our pivot break. It's going to be a couple minutes, and that'll allow me to kind of get ready for these questions. So if you got a question, post them up. We got some time, so let's get her done.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zahler. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending, and with me today is
Don Zahler.
And we just wanted to give everybody listening the backstory on Pivot Lending and maybe what separates us from our competitors in the marketplace. Pivot Lending, we're going on our 20th year, and we're a mortgage banking company. We're different in a few ways that we have divisions of subservicing, divisions of third-party origination. We have a marketing team in one division. We also have business development. We work business to business, whether it's with a community bank or a credit union. We also work the retail side of the spectrum. So we're working with a lot of realtors. We're working with a lot of builders. There's a number of different ways that our organization has diversified as opposed to a standard mortgage banking company that's just generating a mortgage to the market and to sell it or potentially service it. We internally underwrite all of our loans in-house. We have 5 underwriters. We're big enough to play in the larger spaces, but small enough to be a boutique operation. We've got about 100 employees right now. We are in California, Arizona. We have offices also in Wichita. We're in Kansas City, Omaha, Colorado. Inside Colorado, we're in Denver, Boulder, and opening up in Colorado Springs. We're kind of excited and growing. We're moving into the New England market with a big partnership that also is a mortgage service provider to 234 different credit unions in the New England states. So a lot of things happening, and having Dawn locally is a huge advantage for everybody in the RC community. I know that not only myself, but the owner of the company, Brian Ottaviano, he's a hobby fan. He flew quite a few remote control airplanes and loves that piece of it. He also follows Aiden, my son's racing. And so it's great to be able to weave in the hobby into what we're doing and to be able to get back to the hobby because of the things it represents, I think, are similar to things that we represent.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zahler, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Well, we got to start things off. We got a super chat from Nick Sneathen.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between machined shock spacers and stock.
Well, the machine ones are just going to be, they're going to make the shock shaft fit a little tighter in your, around the shock shaft, and also inside of the gland on the end of the shock body. And it's just going to keep your shocks more consistent. Like they won't be able to suck air or as much air, which can happen with any brand of shocks. You know, you'll get a little air as the shock heats up when you run, you know, that kind of thing. But it's just more of a consistency thing.
There's really no time to not use the machined ones, right? Isn't that
No.
That's why we've all gone to them?
Not for indoor racing. There might be an outdoor time I'm sure somebody would have an explanation, you know, like, oh, I use them for this application and it works great,
right?
You know, or something like that. But I don't know a time that you would change them. But I like them. Yeah, they're all I use.
Yeah. What are you drinking there?
Bubbly.
Let's see. All right, I'm just gonna go back up to the top here. Hang on. I can't really hear it. I can see it though.
What?
You're bubbly.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Here.
Andy Barrett says, what's up, guys? Thanks again for the setup sheet, Will.
Woo! No problem.
Riley said something up here I wanted to address. J concepts are the bring your own handout, by the way. I have no idea what that means. But if you're an independent buggy, you have to buy your tires from us, no matter what.
Yep.
And you shouldn't be sponsored by anybody anyways, because it's independent.
Yep.
Which,
never heard of bring your own handout.
Yeah. Which there were a couple guys that were messaging me about guys that were signed up for independent that were not independent. They were sponsored guys. And it was well, I figured out what it was. They were actually signing up for somebody else.
Oh.
Like their kid or whatever. They were basically saving the spot.
Yeah.
So I got that all figured out a while back.
That's funny. This guy's sponsored.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of the tattletale part of that either. Just use the honor system.
I think it's funny.
Andy Barrett, so you can practice with your own ellipse, but during seeding and qualifying, you must use the spec tire. That is correct.
You are correct.
You are correct, sir. Jason Haley's got one. Are the J Concepts 9 shots weaker than normal dish rims? He broke a 9 shot in qualifying Like it broke the
What?
wheel. It broke the wheel. I saw it.
Dude, I ran those for like 4 rounds of the summer series, and I never had an issue.
Yeah. Normally I would say it was just the cold, but it wasn't cold in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't want to say it was just Jason, but
well,
I'm just kidding.
Brian Burnt broke one too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to look at like how it happened. You know, if somebody clobbers your car, I mean, it's gonna break stuff. But I didn't see the incident.
Emerson broke 8 or 9 wheels last year in Truggy, and almost all of them were from like just an awkward landing.
Yeah.
And come to think of it, didn't I broke a wheel? Was it last Friday? You weren't there, were you?
No, I wasn't there.
But I was. I broke a wheel last Friday, and it was a DE wheel that I had lying around. So I don't know. I don't know if they're weaker. They're not a solid dish wheel, but I wouldn't necessarily say they were weaker.
Yeah, I ran them during the summer and didn't have any issues with them.
It's probably just bad luck.
But I don't know. I mean, I've broken aluminum wheel nuts before. I landed and I had a wheel nut like just rip the threads right out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's going to happen sometimes. And, you know, we do have a pretty big jump there. I mean, and there was like 2 or 3 times in the main, it was like, oh man, I hope my car lands.
Yeah.
and then it does. And it's
well,
like,
that's how
cool.
Aiden just trashed his car. I think it was during practice. He was in the air and he was in trouble. So he whipped it and it landed just at a really wonky angle. And I saw it just go in and go snap and just snap the whole side of the car off. Just from the angle. So whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I don't know if they're any weaker, but see, like the ones that I saw were broken. Actually, here, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
The ones that I saw that were broken, if you fall, they were broken like around here, like the spokes weren't even broke out. So I don't know. I mean, like these are my tires that I had run, but yeah, they were like broken around the wheel nut.
Yeah, and I've chipped wheels before on the edges.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think I have one that's chipped. I mean, that's going to happen with any brand of wheel unless it's made out of Play-Doh or something, or too soft. But looking at them, they look like they're the same plastic. They're the same shininess. It's probably the same material.
Yeah,
but
it's just bad luck. That's all.
Yeah.
Again from Jason, do we have trophy girls for the INS? No, we do not. I'm too old and I've been married for 20 years to know any cute girls to come, and my wife won't do it. So, Jason
Haley wanted to know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because Jason Rona loves trophy girls too. So.
I know. I wish I was cool. I wish I was cool. I would.
Unless you're that one guy that's no longer in RC that hated trophy girls for some reason.
Yeah. Oh. I built a whole track dedicated to that guy.
Yeah.
It had all the stuff that he said not to put in a track. It was great.
Yeah, it was an awesome track.
It was super awesome. Andy, can I bring our stuff down Thursday morning? Yes, you can. Doors open at 10 for pit setup. You won't be able to get on the track until 4 p.m. on Thursday for the big race coming up here in 3 weeks.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. GT Fakey, what do you guys use to wash your tires?
Well, I'll go get it.
Okay.
Be right back.
I'll give my answer. I usually don't. I don't have time to wash my tires, but luckily on our track, you don't necessarily have to wash your tires if you don't want to. So, but Will's got this whole system.
Okay, so what I do, or what I have, this is actually the J Concepts, like you can get the battery box or the motor box.
Yeah.
Same box. And it has, you see those like screw holes there in the bottom that have screws in it? Well, J Concepts makes a brush that screws into there and O-rings that seat into that spot to seal it, right?
Yeah.
So I fill this up to about the bottom of the bristles. And I'll even put my tires on my drill and just like spin them on top of here and then wipe them off.
You're not using glass cleaner anymore?
No, I'd still do that. But if
Okay.
the track's heavy and there's like, and your tires are like caked with mud, I'll use that. And then I'll put glass cleaner on them and dry them, like I normally would.
Yeah.
But like these, these are off of my car from Saturday, and they're just a little dusty, whatever. I'll just hit these with some glass cleaner and a rag, and they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, normally glass cleaner and a rag is on our tracks a good way to go.
But you want I'll just take it with me so I don't have to go again. What I use is this stuff, the Sprayway.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody's ever heard the story about how I figured that out. But there used to be this track in Des Moines, Iowa called Blue Groove, and it was a black dirt track. And at the time, a lot of people were using Simple Green, things like that, to clean their tires. And for me, like, because I come from dirt oval go-kart racing, which is pretty much just racing tires. We didn't quit racing go-karts like 30 years ago and started racing tires. And I had to go to Home Depot to get a 6-strip, like for a power strip. And I was doing some research the night before, and I was trying to figure out, there's this chemical that's used to cure tires. And I don't know if it's used by RC car tire manufacturers, but I know it's used by Maxxis or, like big tire brands, right? So it's actually in Simple Green too, but Simple Green adds some dye to turn it green, I believe, and probably some scent and things like that, which is kind of like eating a bunch of fast food. It has a bunch of extra stuff it doesn't really need in it. So this, if you were to spray this into a container, it's actually clear. And that same chemical is in this, and that's what's used to cure full-size tires. It's a chemical that starts with a B. I can't remember what it's called. But what it does is it kind of opens the pores up, and you spray it on and you clean them, and they actually feel like a lot grippier. Like it just kind of freshens them up and adds that chemical back into it that makes them grippy. And so at the checkout aisle, when I'm getting my 6-strip at Home Depot, they had the little $1 cans of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I bought 10 cans. And we went to that race, and I ran my car once, and I came back to my pit, and I cleaned my tires with it, and I was like, whoa, that feels pretty good. And I put tire goop on my tires, and it soaked right in. And I was like, well, that's what we're looking for. And so everybody that was at our big table in our group from Omaha, I just handed it out to everybody. I was like, try this stuff. And everybody tried it and liked it. I was like, oh, I might be onto something. So I kept using it. Tom Renderneck used it, and he took it to some bigger races with it, and the rest is kind of history. But
nice.
Yeah, I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, I've used it, and it kind of has that sticky feel after you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's the story.
Okay. Mason Herrick wants to know if we have people that want to pit together. How do you want us to reserve those spots? So in the next coming days, I'm going to have a sheet out, and I'll just have people contact me. I'll make a post, and I'll say, okay, below here, just put who you want to be next to, and I'll just let everybody do that, and I'll just figure it out. That's how I did it to Techno Series. It'll be twice as many people, but like I said, I got Thomas Trans giving me 25 names for TLR. I'm sure Jason and Brent Thelke will give me enough names that I can get it figured out. So just be patient. It'll come out. I'll put it on that new page we got. Let's see. Aaron Salace Says to try Dirt Web 2.2 inch front and rear truck tires. Yeah, I was thinking about trying Dirt Webs. We just don't have any at the store, so I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I was thinking like Dirt Web fronts and ellipse rears.
Yeah, I think that's a winning combination right there.
Yeah. Let's see. We just got a whole bunch here at the bottom, so I'm trying to get there. Trevor Paul said carpet is king. And then he said, kidding. Love racing either way. Matt Kessel's on here. He says, hey, can't wait to see you guys in late February again. I think he's a techno racer.
Woo!
Mad Thunder wants to know, is Tamiya M chassis class still popular? And not really. Not lately. I think it's declined ever since they allowed the rear motor cars with the one extra pinion gear to compete with the front wheel drive cars that had the one less pinion gear option. And then it kind of, I don't know, the decline of that started happening because it was really, really, really big back with the MO3 days.
Yeah.
And then they kind of changed the rules and allowed, the MO4 to run, and then the MO6 could run with the MO5s, and the MO3s kind of fell out of favor. So not really, not as of late, which is too bad. I mean, it's fun. Let's see. Paul Renault wants to know where are all the race videos? Only mini. I know. So I have Mod 2-wheel drive right now on my phone. I will try to put it up tonight, and then I actually have to get last week's Sportsman A main up too. I've just been I've been slacking, to be honest with you. I've been so busy. And Mondays are my one day off, and like today, the whole family had the day off. So because of Martin Luther King Day. So we went off and did a whole bunch of errands and stuff. So I had a whole bunch of family stuff to do. So I just haven't had a whole lot of time. And I had to work all day yesterday. I normally sometimes don't work on Sundays after a big race day, but I did yesterday. So I'll try to get them up tonight. I really apologize for the tardiness on that one. Yeah, Andy Barrett says Rod wasn't there. That's true. I think he's working a lot now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Nick Sneathen's got another one here. What do you think? I think this is one that he posted on the page too, on the Facebook page. What do you think about running the longer arms, 75 millimeter, with the 69 millimeter dog bones? Do you need to change axles or hex size if you make the switch?
You'd probably want to run 5mm hexes, but I believe it's the same axle. I don't think you need to change axles unless you're going to run 69 millimeter drive shafts in the 73 millimeter arms. That's the only time you'd need to change the axles in the out here in the hub. I honestly don't think that there's a huge difference other than driver's preference. It's not like one is just the end all beat all over the other. I run the 73 millimeter arms and the 67 millimeter drive shafts, and that's what I like best. I tried the other ones, but it was just different. Like it wasn't any better. It was just a different style of driving. So I like my car to, I like my car to feel fairly neutral and planted, and because I drive really hard, and I kind of need a car that isn't really one that you have to finesse a whole lot. I think my two wheels kind of that. Like I can really pull on it and just kind of gap some other cars if I have to. Coming out of a corner because my car's more planted. The 75 millimeter arms with the wide pivot may make it feel a little freer, be a little freer feeling car. But both are fast. It's just, I think it's just for different styles of driving, personally. And I think that maybe if you were on a track that was maybe slick tire, one run slicks, high traction, you might want the 75s just to free the car up a little bit and make it kind of have that not so in the track feeling.
Yeah.
But we don't have that at the Plex very often. So I stick with what I know, and I prefer the more neutral feeling car, or at least maybe one that's a little easier to drive.
Yeah.
So I think that my setup does that, and I know that works for me. So I haven't changed it. Yeah. I haven't changed my car at all since July. I just have that one setup that I like, and I've taken it to a few different tracks, and it works well for me.
Vanderbeek asked me what I did to my car so far, and I'm like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still running basically.
He was asking me too, because he was putting he put my setup back on his car because that's what he was running, or at least something really close to it.
Yeah.
And he took the 75 millimeter arms off and went to the 73s. It's kind of like, because I had that setup, I ran at the Spring Champs, and it worked well, and I gave it to Mac, and those guys ran it. And Alex ran that same setup everywhere for like a year. Yeah, it's like one of those setups, like you just know what it is, and you just drive it a little differently if you have to, and it feels good. At least that's my opinion. That's what I like. So,
Peter Renault just dropped a super chat, $5 Canadian dollars.
Wow.
Why are there two different size holes on the Octolock?
Octolock. The slipper?
Yeah.
Two different sized holes.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. Because there it is. I don't see any holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess what holes you talking about, bud?
Yeah. I'll see if I can get a follow-up. And then I didn't get a chance to, and then the other part of the question, I believe, is I didn't get a chance to video the Plex Spec race because nobody was there to video for me.
No.
And everybody was inside. Everybody was really serious on Saturday.
Dude, it was a grudge match. Everybody wanted to come out swinging.
So, yeah, there wasn't. It says the pads come in two inner hole sizes. Pad come in two inner hole sizes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. There's one that's for the 4-wheel drive slipper, I believe, and it's so there's more pad there, so there's more resistance. You want I have the ones that I use. Are we talking 2-wheel drive there, buddy?
I think maybe 4-wheel drive.
Maybe 4-wheel?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which ones you'd want for 4-wheel. But let's see here. Yeah, because these okay. Now I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
So the inside of that hole on this one's 19 millimeter, and there's one that has a smaller hole, and I think it has to do with the 4-wheel drive slipper.
Okay.
Is being the difference, I believe.
Okay.
But I haven't used it on 4-wheel, so I am not 100% for sure.
Okay. So it's two different pads for two different cars.
Applications,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I haven't gotten there.
I'll look it up, and I'll try to text you to shoot me a message on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
we could also put it on the.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we could also put it on the. You could also. You're a administrator on the Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Also put it up there too.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, we'll try to get these pretty quick here. What's the difference between the silver and bronze shock bodies? Is it just for looks? Between the Kashima coated stuff and the non-Kashima?
The Kashima coated ones are supposed to be more consistent just because they have the coating on the inside of them. because your shocks do warm up a little bit, like when you're running. And it just it's like a little tighter, slicker bore on the piston. And I think they look better, honestly. Like for me, it's a looks thing.
They do look cool.
Yeah. But I think it makes a difference. So I haven't run the regular uncoated ones in a while, but I believe it makes a difference. So.
John Haas wanted to know what my ride height was on my mini Truggy, and I'm running 20 in the front and 21 in the back, usually. It's pretty low, apparently, from because I keep getting people coming up. How low is your truck? And that's, I don't know. Mad Thunder wants to know what remote manufacturers do we like to use. I think we both agreed Sanwa.
Yeah, Sanwa is where it's at.
Yeah,
I believe.
I held your M17 again. I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Gonna get in trouble one of these days when I come home with one. John Haas wants to thank you, Will, for showing him the puck system and explaining it to a noob. So.
Oh yeah, no problem, buddy. That's what it's all about.
Follow-up question from last week: how come pan car isn't more popular? Boy, is it? I don't know. It's just like touring cars.
It's probably one of
kind of took over.
It's probably one of the hardest classes to be fast at 12 scale anymore. I think.
And even 10 scale. 10 scale. I remember 10 scale pan car used to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And then it had a Worlds for it. They don't have Worlds for it anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I think that touring car has just become such a normal thing now at tracks that it's hard to get guys to want to pick up a WGT car, which is what 10 scale would be, or Pro 10 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys are trying to bring it back every once in a while, but it just seems like just doesn't catch on, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, they're kind of brittle.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to kit one of those.
Yeah. Let's see. Gordon Shaw has got a cool one. So check this out. Hi guys, loving the show. Watching from Australia.
Whoa.
Totally cool. I love Australia.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Australia one day.
Yeah, I'd like to go there.
I have a B74 with brass pistons. He's running outdoor dirt because they still do that down there. What difference would switching to the equivalent size plastic ones make?
The brass pistons are supposed to put more weight directly onto the arm. So like when you go through a bumpy section, the shock's supposed to recover faster. And it make your car feel more planted. So it's kind of like there was like full size touring car racing. There was a wing that was banned because it was actually mounted directly onto the A-arms of the rear suspension. So it pushed down all the downforce directly into the tires without affecting the suspension at all. So it was super effective, and that is what I believe that those brass pistons do. It forces the tires back down. It makes your car feel heavier than it really is. So by switching from the brass pistons to the plastic ones, you would probably lose some of that stability over a bumpy section.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't feel as planted into the track. You know how we're always talking about how, like, when my car is working really well, I feel like it's into the track. Yeah. You would probably lose that. It would probably almost feel lighter in a way.
Yeah.
Right?
I have never run brass pistons in electric 10 scale. I tried them in 8 scale one time. Right. I bought those Flashpoint ones. Yeah. And I did not like them. My car would not like pivot and move. Yeah. But it was like super planted. Yeah. It just felt like really heavy. And, and that was indoor. So it was racing 8 scale inside. Maybe outside, I'd like them. Right. I know that, or at least it's, alleged, or what I always heard is that Mayfield ran those brass pistons in his cars at the China Worlds outside on that bumpy track.
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing that too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
that's right.
I don't know. I've never ran them in 10 scale. So, but I would assume that they have a very specific application.
Yeah. Big Dude wants to know if we've seen the new JQ vlog. And nope. I did. I actually watched it the other night. I got yelled at because it was too loud. My wife came out with just a t-shirt on. It was pretty awesome. And yelled at me and then went back inside and went to bed. Apparently she does not like JQ's voice. But whatever. But I did. I mean, honestly, it was kind of long and rambly, but I'm curious to see what the next segment's going to be about his solution to the problems that he sees in RC. It's funny, though, because I tend to disagree slightly that RC's in trouble. I've been hearing that RC's in trouble ever since I got into RC.
Yeah.
I mean, on RC Tech, every couple weeks there'd be a thread. RC's doomed and it's going to go away. And it hasn't. Like, it's just so I don't know if I really believe that. Look at this race we had. No marketing. Our race is full. Mm-hmm. They had 500-something entries at this other race down there. We've had solid club racing here in the Midwest. Not just at our place, but around us, too. They've had pretty good club racing. So, I don't know. There's some of that I'm like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think, we're in trouble. But I'm interested to see what his solutions are about race format and all that. The interesting thing that I took away with it was he wants more openness on the rivalries of RC. And I could kind of agree with that because when I was a kid, it was Losi and Associated, and there really was some strong rivalry there, Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. You need to watch it. You need to sit down and just you need to muscle through it. It's something you have to muscle through it.
Yeah, I have no problems with any of that stuff. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Just find the time.
I never see it. Yeah,
you just got to find the time.
I come down in my room, I put on South Park or The Simpsons or a podcast, and I'm wrenching. I don't listen.
Yeah.
And I work for a living.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try to get out of here because we're running pretty late.
No more questions?
Yeah. I'm looking through them. So what time does the track open tomorrow? 4 p.m. I'm actually going to be out on the track doing some stuff. Andy Barrett said RC is well in the Midwest. Kessel said here at Smack Track we're getting 100+ entries for club racing. Seem to be doing fine. John Haas said ton of fun racing on Saturday. Need to work on the lap times. And then that's it. I don't think I skipped anything. So,
okay.
I don't know. With that, I think we should call that a night. We're running. We're like an hour and 35 minutes. The show just gets longer and longer.
Yeah, we're going to be like a Rogan podcast. Yeah. It's like 4 hours nonstop. Yeah.
So, with that, I just want to say thank you guys to all of you guys. I think we had a peak at about 30 at one point. So, so Nick Nuthouse just said RC racing can be intimidating for new folks. And I did read in, I do agree with that part of it too. So part of this vlog was like RC racers have to be better, and I totally agreed with that. Like you can't be a douche to people.
Yeah.
And you have to be open and willing to help people. And I think that's one thing that I don't mind tooting our horn about is that the Plex right now, the atmosphere at the Plex, if people come sit down and find their pit spot and just start talking to everybody. I know it can be intimidating, but the atmosphere that we have at the Plex right now in 2021 is probably the best we've ever had it.
Yeah.
And I can say that so. I can say that without a doubt that we are open and we are open to helping everybody's open to helping people. If you need a hole in your body for a transponder, somebody will do it for you. They will, they'll go out of, guys like will go out of their way to, at least help you get your car going straight, on the track and give you pointers here and there. And, I haven't seen that, that bit of arrogance and douchebaggery that can occur sometimes at an RC racetrack around here.
Yeah.
As of late.
Yeah.
So that's
no, I try to do a good job. I mean, like I get, a lot of people asking me questions all the time, and
yeah,
I always make time for anybody that's making the time to ask me,
Yep.
Hey, if I'm ever a jerk, call me out.
Yeah. Same here.
I try to do the best job I can, because
I've
was new.
I've got a resting douche face.
It sucks being new.
Yeah. I've got a resting douche face, and I know I do. So a lot of times I know that I appear that I don't want to talk to anybody, or that I'm irritated. I'm really not. I just this is my face. Like, it's just life. It's just life, right? But but
life, this lifestyle's done this to me. Look at this. Me.
Look at me. Anyways, okay. Anyways, real quick, average setup height for 4-wheel drive on dirt, B74. Go.
I ran 19 millimeters on Saturday, and I didn't change it.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll run as low as 17 at our track. When I was in Kansas City a couple months ago, I ran, I think, as low as 16, but I ran like 17 in the rear and 16 in the front. But that, and that was on slicks. So, the more grip you have, the lower your tread is, the lower your ride height needs to be.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of a good rule of thumb, but I run 17 to 18 at the Plex, usually on 4-wheel.
Okay. All right. With that, we better go. My wife's in there staring at me. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's time to go. All right. So this is the Hobbyplex show.
Okay, sounds good.
It's been brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com and get a hold of Don Zahler or Aiden Olson's dad and mention our show. You can get $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate if you get hooked up with a home loan or refinance. And we're going to talk about the big race coming. 2 more weeks. We got 2 more weeks of club racing, so we'll be hitting that J Concepts race info, over the head again and again and again. So just hang in there if you missed anything or if I missed anything. But until then, we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have another big race day to talk about, and should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
Totally. So
yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, with that, appreciate you guys. Like I said, I think at one point we had like 30 people watching. That's awesome. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate the turnouts and, people telling me at the track they love listening to the show and watching the show and they're working on their stuff. That makes my day.
Yep,
so.
Same here. Bye.